right, welcome, chat gamers of all stripes and types and everybody else. Welcome to I think it's Retro Party Night, I guess, where we are celebrating anything before the year 2000 because nostalgia sells these days, and I just bought a third Dance Dance Revolution cabinet, and those are very hard to keep in tune. So, let the games begin. Thank you, Gerry. Right?
I'm sorry, Geoff.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Geoff.
Hi, Gerry. How's it going? Yeah, no, I'm Geoff Moonen. I'm your host. I've got our two contestants here. We've got Gerry, who he must have sold his chair in order to get that suit. But real glad you're here. And we've got Aaron as well. Welcome. How's it going?
What?
Hi. Are you?
Aaron, say hi. Aaron, say hi. Remember?
Oh, yeah. So sorry, guys. I just woke up.
Greetings.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello. Salamanders.
Salamanders, salutations, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, no, it's real great to be doing this trivia show with y'all. And before we get to know our contestants and give them a chance to understand where they are and what's going on, let's load the game a little bit with some loading questions. So a little bit about how the game is played. We have some trivia questions for you about video games, about things around video games. Most of it takes place before the year 2000. If it's after that, it's incidental, and I had nothing to do with it anyway. But there are questions to answer, and there's going to be a follow-up question to each one of them. We're going to give you Steelbook points. They're a lot like Steelbook cases. They look nice, they feel nice on the shelf, but they're ultimately just for you to feel good about it, and maybe someone will want them from you, and maybe you can get something out of it. But I'll let you decide what that means for you, but you got to get the question right first. If you want to buzz in, I don't know, do we have buzzers? Just
loud and clear, Geoff. Loud and clear over here.
Yes.
On the West Coast.
Yeah, no, and you're giving yourself a handicap over here. Like you're trying to drop down onto it. Like you don't want.
What's up? What's happening?
You don't want to stay in front of the microphone? Is this a Canadian thing?
I'm sorry. I am I not in? I could get down.
Okay, you're in frame. You're in the microphone. How are your knees doing right now?
Bad, real bad. I can't do that.
Yeah,
for very long.
You might want to find a simple mechanism to help that.
It's probably. Let me just take one of these off, because then that way I'll be able to hear you a little better.
That's certainly
how do I
change.
sound now?
You know what? Like patch notes that explain nothing. We fixed some issues, and maybe we'll see if we run a little better. But you know what? That's an adjustment. There you go.
There we go.
Can you hear me from up there? Can I hear you from up there? And we've got the same problem.
We're going with it. Here we go.
There. I'm proud of you. No points for that, but you know what? Now we can get started. So it's you know what? Now everything's zeroed out. 0 points at the moment for both Gerry and Aaron. But let's start with our first question here. What company held the patent for auxiliary games during loading screens?
PlayStation.
What's up, Aaron? Aaron, did you buzz in, or are you saying you don't know?
I was trying to buzz in.
Okay.
Is it Namco?
That is correct. They are currently known as Bandai Namco, but at the time they were Namco. That is a point for Aaron. Fantastic. And as a Steelbook case question, what year did that patent expire?
2005.
I'm sorry, it was 2015, but that's okay. There's nothing lost or gained in that. Again, like all of those copies of Halo 2 that everybody bought day one because they thought that the Steelbook would be worth a lot more. You know what? There's plenty more where that came from, but that is a point for you. Now, on to
Thank you, Geoff. I love you, Geoff.
Our next, we'll finish up the loading round with another one. We'll specialize.
It's my turn now.
It's It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Are you part of everybody?
I am everybody. My mom told me I am everybody.
You're everybody and you're nobody, and we are part of a great unconscious that is currently probably... Okay, so the next question. Just buzz in, give me an ant sound of something. Whoever I see making the sound first after I finish the question, I'm going to say that's where we're going here. Oh, God.
Got it.
PS1's Jammer Lammy would display a sequence of buttons while loading stages that you've already completed. When do you input these button presses? And for bonus... Yes, Jerry? When do you do you have something for the class?
I do, yeah. It's on the screen when the words are happening.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you try to clarify that. What words?
The English language.
And what is that English language trying to tell us during that moment, Jerry? Help me to help you.
So it's songs that are in English on the screen if it's a North American copy. And
the lyrics are still in English in the Japanese version as well.
So it's English all.
God,
so okay.
I skipped paying child support for this.
You never know what the fabulous prizes are. You could win a VCR because we've got prizes from the 80s that have come back around to being valuable again. And that's why you got to hoard, people.
They got VCRs. Holy shit.
Got VCRs. Some of them are even attached to CRTs, which again have come back around to valuable. They're not Trinitrons, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so...
Okay. All right. Words on the screen in a rhythm. And I'm now realizing that I'm just describing the game.
You are, in fact, describing the game. And you're describing it in a way that is not incorrect, but it is incorrect for the context of this question. Those button presses that are put up in sequence, they sort of, the loading screen's got that kind of chocolate bar motif and the buttons match, and there's little spaces in between them. When should you input that button sequence? Aaron, do you want to get this point? You want to take a stab at
it? When they line up, I'm not sure. I haven't played that game before.
It's fine. It's quite all right. It is. You know what? I'm gonna swap this around. We're figuring this out. We're loading up. Jerry, do you want to take a guess at what those button presses do?
They play instruments.
Sort of. It does something that has a name. It activates something. What does it activate?
What is Dance Dance Revolution?
Please don't answer this in the form of a question.
Okay. Can I buy a vowel?
Not from me.
Okay.
There's no chickens on the show, Jerry.
I don't. It's
vowel.
I have never played on Jammer Lammy.
That's fine. That's fine. This one's for me. I really like the game, and now I'm just a little sad. But that's fine. I've dealt with that before. When playing Jammer Lammy, much like when you play Parappa the Rapper, the Nana Unsha game that most folks are familiar with, how you do on the game is rated on a scale that is sort of just words. Great, cool, bad, awful, those sorts of things. Cool is what happens when you go a little off the beaten path and are allowed to just do what you want, to freestyle, to riff, to solo. So,
to noodle, if you will.
To noodle, if you will. That's also a way to put it.
For our United Kingdom friends.
Yes, there we go. It's a sort of woodshedding, as it were. And it's, Jerry, you were unfortunately incorrect, because that is when the teacher, the master, the other NPC in the game says, wow, you're doing great. I'm going to leave the stage and let you go. So the English language stops specifically during cool mode, which is when you input this sequence of button presses, and it activates something called fever mode, where a whole kaleidoscope of colors slowly build in the background, and you score a massive amount of points. And that is the answer to the question.
This game sounds like this game sounds just like that time I did Black Tar Acid. Pretty sweet.
You
That's
know,
the thing.
you're starting to make a lot more sense, Aaron. More and more. And speaking of, that concludes
Thanks,
the
Geoff.
end of the loading round. So let's take a moment to get to know our contestants a little bit. So, Aaron, how are you doing? Where are you from? What's your favorite console? What games do you poorly remember, but damn it, insist are the best ever?
Oh man, I just woke up. My arthritis is acting up. I can feel it in my knees and my fingers, but glad to be here to win that Zenith VCR TV combo. Geoff, I'm a really big fan of the GameCube and the Dreamcast. Love them both.
Easy to pirate. It's always
but
nice.
I tell you what. Yep. Love RPGs though. Big RPG guy.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much
Also,
for being here.
Don't tell my ex-wife, but I haven't paid my child support yet because I really want to come onto the show.
I am not a notary. I am not a lawyer. I am not legally beheld to anything but my contract. So your secret's safe with me. I can't guarantee anything for whomever is watching. Jerry.
I'm telling everybody. I'm telling everybody. That's what I'm
So
doing.
now we're learning a little bit about Jerry. He's a bit of a squealer here, I see. He must be a lot of fun on voice chat.
No. Well, my mom, as I said, she once told me that I am everyone, and as
Were
everyone,
you awake when
I
she
like to
told you
play-
that?
I wasn't born yet. I heard her telling me that when I was in the, in the sack or whatever they call it.
In the butt?
Those are all extremely medical terms to someone.
So for video games, I like Secret of Mana. I like Goemon. I don't say it enough. I don't think that I like Goemon, and I like games with cavemen in them, and I like Mario, and I like the PlayStation library, and I like I have a PS5, and I have
proud of you.
I have a dog named Joey. And
Is Joey a
he's
gamer?
pretty cool. No, he's just a dog, and he.
Well, all right then. I think we've got a great lineup going on here, and I think we are all feeling good about our command of games in the English language today. So let's start a round of general questions here. And I think, Aaron, this is going to be a good one for you because it's about the GameCube. The Capcom 5 was the name given to 5 titles developed by Capcom intended to be GameCube exclusives to show third-party support. While there has been some discussion since the first announcement as to how exclusive each title was meant to be from the outset, one title still remains a GameCube exclusive. Which one is it?
Is this just for Aaron?
No, it's for both of you. You can absolutely buzz in if you know it. I just figured, I was just pivoting off what he was saying. That's how these back and forth goes. But Jerry, do you want to buzz in?
Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is a fantastic GameCube game, but it is not one of the Capcom 5.
Fuck.
Is it? Oh wait, I can't recall some of the other ones. Is it Beautiful Joe?
Beautiful Joe is one of the Capcom 5, but it was released on PlayStation 2.
That's what I thought. Dang it. I can't recall any other. No, wait, it was
Resident Evil
it a
Zero?
skateboarding game?
It was not Resident Evil 0. Was it
a skateboarding game?
It was not a skateboarding game, no.
Skateboarding.
Okay.
I mean, there were
Yeah, I
many of
can't
those
recall.
of the
I
time.
can't
It was
recall.
very extreme, those
There was.
those halcyon days. But it was not Resident Evil 4. It was not Beautiful Joe. It was not Killer 7, all of which were part of the Capcom 5. The only GameCube exclusive of the 5 games that were announced all at once, getting that moniker, was PN03, Project Number 03. And to complete the
Never would
5,
guess that.
Dead Phoenix was announced, but was never released, which continues to be a great deal of disappointment to me, as I love games that look like they could absolutely be Panzer Dragoon, which is what Dead Phoenix seemed to be, but it died a quiet, slow death that no one ever knew about.
R.I.P.
And isn't spoken of. R.I.P. Dead Phoenix.
Just like my uncle who drunk drove his old Chevy pickup truck into a ditch on a slimy, hot Iowa summer day. R.I.P. Uncle Jib.
Sorry, Uncle Jim. Was the Chevy okay? We always need cars to give away as prizes.
Oh yeah, that thing could take a beating. It's all right.
Fantastic. We'll talk more after the taping here. So our next question covers pinball. What beloved pinball table released in 1997 features the voice of Tina Fey? Yes, Jerry?
The Addams Family?
No, it is not the Addams Family. The Addams Family had voice samples from the actual cast of Addams Family, and some came in to record more. And Tina Fey was not one of the actors in there. This is not.
Was it?
Okay.
I'll help you out because you do seem, both of you seem a little rusty on pinball, and that's not meant as a pun, and I'm mad at myself for having made one. But it is not based on any particular property, although there were many of those at the time. This is the dot matrix era of pinball, but this was not any particular license. It can be got
Jurassic
on
Park.
Based off the book Jurassic Park, or the film that was based off of the book Jurassic Park, or based off of the toy line based off of the film based off of the book Jurassic Park. Not a property at all.
I thought it would have been based off the Sega Genesis version of Jurassic Park. That was a good one. I thought it might have been.
You're absolutely right. It did marry together two different forms of gameplay there, but Tina Fey was also not part of that. She was not the Velociraptor.
I'm tossing Mean Girls out there. I don't know.
Not based off of any property, not based off of any film, television, book, anything. It is meant to be a very funny game. It can be bought digitally these days on Pinball Effects. It's part of Williams Collection stuff.
Oh.
Is it Kiss Psycho Circus?
It is not based off of any band. It is not based off of any movie or book or television show. It is Medieval Madness.
I never would have guessed that. Holy shit.
Medieval
That
Madness.
was literally the next one on my tongue. It was the next one.
My confidence has not wavered in your ability to have the correct answer waiting for you next. Medieval Madness is if you... Absolutely, Jerry. I'm here for you.
Show me Tina Fey.
If you've not seen anything about Medieval Madness, it is an absolutely fantastic table. It is considered one of the more highly sought after, not necessarily because of its rarity, but it's the same sort of rarity as why Pokemon games are still expensive, because the people who have them do not want to give them up. The reason Tina Fey was one of the voices was in fact the voice of the princess who had been kidnapped by the Duke of Pain, the main villain. There was an actual plastic castle on the playfield that you would destroy over and over again to beat all of the Duke's various cronies, including the Earl of Ego, the Duke of Bourbon, and a few other ones that were rather fun that I'm a little off the top. I can't remember off the top of my head. But all of them were voiced by fellow 30 Rock cast member and improv comedian Scott Adsit. And they were both Chicago Second City comedians. And as a lot of pinball games are developed in Chicago, Scott was brought in to help out with some of the writing and some of the pieces there. And he brought in a fellow comedian to play the princess. And they just both happened to do very well after the fact. And so it's a fun little bit of trivia to find out.
I did not know that.
And that is why
I do like
here.
bourbon too, though. I do enjoy bourbon.
And the Duke of Bourbon loves
if it's
you.
a Duke,
he in fact says that several times when he's introduced. It is actually quite it is a fun game. But pinball isn't everybody's favorite, but let's move on to somebody who's got a little bit of a pinball aspect to them, Sonic the Hedgehog. While plenty of Sonic the Hedgehog titles have what's called auto running, where the camera follows Sonic and he moves as fast as possible, and you are not in charge of his forward momentum at all. You're just sort of weaving him back and forth, side to side, or anything else. There is only one title that has what most people think of as auto scrolling, where the player is still in charge of Sonic's forward momentum, but the level moves at its pace. Completely anathema to the idea of moving as fast as possible. There is a single stage in a single Sonic game that does this. What Sonic game is that?
It's the bonus stage in Sonic 2.
Do you control his forward momentum in that?
No.
Is he moving, though?
Side to side.
Okay.
The bonus stage in Sonic 3.
Like in the cylinder?
The Sonic 2 is in the cylinder. Sonic 3. No, that's an excellent approximation. I would give you points for that, but I do not have points to give for that. It is not a special stage. It is not a bonus stage. It is. Let me help you out. It's a simpler game than that. Than Sonic 2 or Sonic 3.
Is Sonic Spinball?
It is not Sonic Spinball. It is a mainline, side-scrolling Sonic title.
Is it from the first Sonic game? Sonic 1? Sorry, Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
On which system?
Master System.
The first Sonic the Hedgehog on Master System? That's your answer?
Yeah.
Because that's the correct answer. Yes, that is Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the 8-bit version on both Master System and Game Gear has a single stage that auto-scrolls. For a Steelbook point.
Yes.
What is the level?
Wait. What is it called? The
This is Sonic 1. They weren't very imaginative.
I'm trying to think of what the heck this second level, like marble something or
second stage of Marble Zone.
Marble Zone, yeah, is it Marble Zone?
It is not Marble Zone. It is Bridge Act 2. That is the stage.
Man,
the music for it is very catchy. It is often compared to a Janet Jackson track. I don't remember which one, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble. How do you boys feel about Mortal Kombat?
I love
I
it.
feel pretty good about Mortal Kombat.
All right. Mortal Kombat, good, fantastic, good. Let's, this is still anybody's game because Aaron's only gotten 2 points here. So that's quite all right there. So the Mortal Kombat franchise.
I've ever heard.
So Mortal Kombat has had a lot of fighters, a lot of combatants, a lot of characters come and gone. It's in fact featured a total of 77 playable combatants over its long history.
Whoa.
That's not including variants, but yes, including palette swaps of ninjas
insane.
Because, Sub-Zero and Scorpion are two different characters, even if it was the same actor being filmed. That's just how video games
Can
work.
we agree on something, Geoff? Geoff,
What's
if
up?
I may? If I may, Geoff?
You're already doing it. Go for it.
Okay, if I may, Noob Saibot is the best of the ninjas.
He certainly is the most shadowy, and so I will say he is at least one of the best. I don't have the time, the patience, nor the budget
one of the ninjas.
to find empirically. You know what, Gerry? I'm going to give you that. You're absolutely correct. He is one of the ninjas, and he is one of the most ninja.
Can I have a point for that? Can I have
Do you have a
point?
Steelbook point?
What do you? Yeah.
Maybe you can get one here. Maybe you can get one here. So,
Okay. Let's do it.
77 total combatants over the whole history. No game has featured all of them. But which Mortal Kombat title boasts the largest roster? Yes, Aaron.
Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
That's absolutely correct. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. For a Steelbook point, how many combatants are in that title?
I know this.
There are two slots for customizable characters, and I will allow for that number or the number without. Either one.
58? 58 for just like regular characters?
Can we do Price's Right rules? Can I guess a number and whoever's closer?
There will be a segment for that, but not now.
Okay.
That was a very good guess with the 2 rounding it out to 60. It was 62 with the additional 2 rounding it out to 64. You were very close, and you were correct with Armageddon, so that's fantastic. Now let's go. You know what? It sounds like both of you are big fans of RPGs. So
Yes.
let's
Here
do an
we go.
RPG question. Let's do an RPG question.
Done racking the points, boys.
Are either of you familiar with Ultima?
A little bit.
Fuck.
A little bit.
Yeah,
It's
man.
all right. It's all right. It's all right. This is one of the bigger pieces. In Ultima, there is a spell that claims it, in a single casting, eradicates all life on the entire planet. What is the name of that spell?
Holy.
It is not holy. That would be a very fun flip on things. You also did not buzz in.
No,
but we've also completely broken down the rules here.
I was just saying, holy shit. I'm just trying to...
Geoff, that spell sounds awesome as hell. I want to go with Doomsday. Doomsday.
That is so evocative and very cool, but it is not what they call that spell. It is a spell that if it does as it claims, shouting Doomsday just sounds very cool, but it is putting together a series of runes. Gerry, do you want to take one more stab at it?
You know what, Geoff? I think I will.
All right.
Is it death?
It is not death, but that is the name of other spells. So that's good thinking. That's great thinking there. This one was a little bit of a funny bit for me because the answer for this is the same as the answer for the last. It's Armageddon. The spell is called Armageddon.
Okay. I see what you did there.
Dang, we got close. You got
close.
I guess those are all words for like apocalypse. And
you use Doomsday, you use death, and like depending upon how the spells are, absolutely. Armageddon, when cast, does in fact do what it says and eradicates everyone except gods and other characters that are otherwise unkillable, such as Lord British. So you do get a chance to, in some titles, walk through an entirely desolate, dead world because it's not just human life; it is all life. And you get to talk to those NPCs and they get to have a very, for lack of a better term, realistic reaction to what you've done. And in fact, in one of the Ultimate titles, casting Armageddon was crucial to completing your quest. But only because you'd set up a little wall around it so you only took out who was in that little shell. But I won't say which one for...
Sorry, there's a little bit of lag on my end. Is it Armageddon?
You know what? It is Armageddon. You know what? I'll let you have that point. I'll let you have that one.
All right.
You work on that lag. I'm not going to accept any more on that. We're gonna change gears a little bit. We're gonna change gears to a new category. This is more about music in games and musicians and compositions.
Uniracers.
Uniracers is a fantastic title.
No, he means Need for Speed. He means Need for Speed, dude. It's got Little John and the East Side Boys. That is peak music. Whoops, sorry.
Well, and while the three of us look like absolutely any very sad college coffee house jam band on the Pacific Northwest, let's dive in to this next category. Quantic Dream, the developers of narrative titles like Detroit Become Human. Well, they've made a few titles. They've been at this for a little while. Their first title, published by Eidos, featured a character mocapped from their composer. And the composer was also a well-known musician outside of video games. I'm going to... This is going to be one where... 2 questions. I'll give you a point for either one. If you get both, you get the Steelbook. What is the game? Who's the composer? Yes, Gerry.
The game is Indigo Prophecy.
Hey. We need to go a little earlier than that. It's a little earlier than that. That's all. No, this is fine. This is fine.
Is the composer, is it Little John and the East Side Boys?
No, it's not. This was released in the Dreamcast era. It was Dreamcast and Windows. If that helps you with context.
Indigo Prophecy was on Dreamcast?
No, it wasn't.
All right, man. Okay.
Just give it to Gerry. No. Is there like a hint system? Can I get like maybe a teeny weeny little hint? Like what kind of music do they play? Is it like a pretty well-known artist from around the time?
I would say they had a long career before doing this, and they had a career afterwards as well. The musician is no longer with us.
Is it Prince?
Michael Jackson.
It is not Prince. Sorry, Aaron, you had a guess there?
Yeah, is it Michael Jackson?
It's not Michael Jackson. They've been in other properties before and have been very notable in the ones they're in. Not video games, though. They've been in film.
Tupac Shakur?
Not Tupac Shakur. This is they're a very theatrical musician.
Is it Williams?
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Williams?
Is that a first name? Is that a last name? Is that Midway Williams?
I only know him as Williams. He does like the Star Wars movies and stuff. When I see him on the street,
John Williams.
I'm like,
Yes,
hey, what's
yes.
up, Williams?
No, this
John
is
Wayne Williams. Yep.
This is a pop music artist.
Oh,
Britney Spears.
Pop rock. Popular
she's still
music.
alive, I think.
She is still alive and hopefully thriving. Let's leave
No
Britney Spears
longer
alone
with us,
right now and find the answer to her.
Alone.
He played guitar.
So they're no longer with us. Pop rock, played guitar.
Is it Prince?
It is not Prince. You already guessed that, but you did go for a theatrical performer and one who had a lot of, well, you know what? Before Taylor Swift had her eras, well, he had plenty of his.
You're goddamn right he did.
Well, Prince did, as well as the musician we're talking about for this question.
Oh, I just don't know. Pop rock, no longer with us.
He had a long career before, at least 20 years.
And you're telling me this person was in a Quantic Dream game?
He was in a Quantic Dream game, their first one.
Oh my gosh, what is his name? Lenny Kravitz.
Not Lenny Kravitz.
He's still alive. I seen his full dick like last year in that video.
He doesn't have to be alive for that to be on the internet,
Where do I find
unfortunately.
this video?
Well, this is a British musician.
Oh, Pink Floyd.
Oh,
he's dead.
No.
Not Pink Floyd.
Elton John.
Not Elton John.
He's also alive.
What? I thought he's dead.
This is a great excuse for us to check all of these. You know what? There might have been news, but
Is
I don't
Elton John
think...
alive?
I'm fairly certain last I checked, Elton John was still alive, and I'm going to be very sad if I'm wrong about that. In fact, I'm very sad that
he
this
would have just
musician
died when the Queen did.
That might in fact be a thing. But no, this was... Let's see, what other fun little hints can I give you on this?
Is Elton John just the Queen's symbiote?
That's the Queen's JoJo stand.
We reign.
She taps into her hidden power. He's like,
But no. Well, I've already said he. And no, he was... Let's see. No,
Geoff, can I ask the audience? Can we?
You can ask the audience, and you might even hear them.
Okay.
Audience, do you have any input? Do you have any help on this? Who is this British pop rock musician who is no longer with us? Who was an established writer of music, composer, musician before composing and being mocapped into this game, and years after?
David Bowie.
That is correct.
damn it.
That is a point for Gerry.
What's up now, Aaron? Huh?
I'm still ahead by like 2, bro.
Over there play hating?
Now,
What's up now?
just real quick, what was the name of the game?
Now?
Did you know the name?
Indigo Prophecy.
It is still not Indigo Prophecy. It is Omicron, the Nomad Soul. And in fact,
Oh, yes, that's right.
on the Dreamcast cover, you will see the digitized face of David Bowie.
Damn. Dang it. I forgot all about that.
I do remember this cover. I do.
It's a distinct cover, and this is how these things often go. Once you remember, there it is. But let's see. Let's move on to our next music question.
I can't believe how fast I got that. That was amazing.
I know. This is really such a fast round we're doing right now. So Cynthia.
Jeff, can I give Gerry a point to lose? Jeff, or fuck Gerry, if I give you a point, will you surrender?
Unfortunately, none of your points are steelbook points, so you can't trade those. You can't trade your regular points.
Let's go.
Do I have one of those?
Unfortunately, no. All we've got are baseline points. Here's this. You know what? I have faith in both of you on this one. Dear God, let me have something here. What? Cynthia Harrell is a fabulously talented singer, recording artist who has only 2 credited video game tracks, and they are fairly well known, certainly as far as I'm concerned. And if not, I feel like I'm going to be losing some bets tonight. 1 for regular points, 2 for the steelbook. What are Cynthia Harrell's only 2 video game singing credits?
Singing. Are any of them in Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Radio Future?
They are not. These are very much distinct songs themselves. They're not just part of the general levels. They are actually, I would say, one is an opening credits and one is a closing credits. These are very featured songs and notable within their soundtracks.
Are they
Persona?
They are not Persona, no. Though, excellent guess. Persona games typically have a singer for the whole track. Both of these, for the whole game rather, both of these tracks are from separate titles and separate franchises, but were made by the same company.
Okay. Is one of them from a Kingdom Hearts game and the other one is from Final Fantasy? Something like that?
No, but you're at least picking up on my hint, so I feel like we're doing better now. That's fantastic. Thank you, Aaron. But it is not Squaresoft.
I don't know the answer, but I'm going to take a wild guess.
Okay, I don't know how that's different than anything else you've done, but hit me with it.
Yeah, Gutterball.
Is it from a Sonic game?
No, they are not from Sonic games, though those do also feature a great deal of notable vocal tracks. So you know what? Not as wild a swing as you thought. Not as wild a swing as you thought.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'll make it a little easier for you both. They are Konami games.
Are they from like Metal? I'm going to go with Metal Gear and Castlevania.
What are the titles of the songs? I want the titles.
Snake Eater.
That's one of them. What's the other one?
And
we'll let Gerry get this. Get the steelbook. What's the other one?
Okay.
Against my better judgment, you've restored my faith. Let's go.
Symphony of the Night.
I will give you the steelbook under duress. I will happily give it to you if you can even halfway get the title of the song. Not the game. You already got the title of the game.
Vampire Slayer.
You might be thinking of Vampire Killer, which is a far more established title and involves no vocals. The title of the track is I Am the Wind. It is a very contrasting track to the rest of Symphony of the Night's admittedly eclectic and delightful soundtrack. Cynthia Harrell sang Snake Eater and I Am the Wind. And so, yeah, Gerry, now you've got a steelbook to do with as you will. Put it on your shelf, impress your friends, impress yourself. Use it to level out a wobbly piece of furniture or what have you. Now let's move on to...
I'm going to sell it on Kijiji and eBay because I need money for craft dinner.
That makes a lot of sense. Craft dinner can get very expensive when you... Well, anyway. Well, you do that, and maybe by the end of this... You're
doing very well, Gerry.
You're doing great. If you list that now, maybe by the end of this trivia show, you might have a sale. But, don't sell your steelbooks before they've dropped. I have no idea. You know what? It may.
Okay.
I'm not here to give opinions. I'm here to ask trivia.
I might even get the fancy craft dinner.
You know what? You might. Do you add ketchup or hot sauce or any sort of spices to it? Does it come in that way or
hot dogs?
Hot dogs. There you go.
I don't know if just because I'm wearing a suit, I don't know if it makes it look like I'm made of money, but I don't add those ingredients to my craft dinner. Like that's for the Richmond.
That was my mistake.
That's true. No one's buying a used Cybertruck. That's just silly.
You know, some.
You know what, Aaron? You know what, man?
What, man? What?
Would you like to buy a Cybertruck sometime?
How many miles are on it?
At least 50,000. I just had that thing jacked up in the garage, and I just put a fucking rock on the pedal and just rack those kilometers up because it just shows that it has longevity. You know what? This is not the time and the place. I'll sell you guys as many Cybertrucks as you want later after the show, after I beat Aaron's ass.
I look forward to buying exactly as many Cybertrucks as I want to buy. Our next question concerns Mega Man. Harumi Fujita was the first composer for Mega Man 3 before needing to drop from the project due to maternity leave. Besides the credit roll, she composed 2 other songs during her time on the project. They were both Robot Master themes, so they were their level themes, and they're the 8 Robot Masters from Mega Man 3. This is like the last few questions. 2 points to get the bonus. I just want one of them. What are the 2 Robot Master themes she composed for Mega Man 3?
Snake Man.
Snake Man.
No. Okay, Snake Man again. That's still wrong. Aaron. She's got to do back and forth on this one if he gets it right. Scorpion, you said?
Skullman.
Skullman, not Skullman. That's Mega Man 4. Jerry.
Shadow Man.
That's Mega Man 3. I'm proud of you, but no. Aaron.
Oh God, Torchman.
Not Torchman.
Pharaoh Man. Pharaoh Man
is now you're on Mega Man 4. You're moving further away from the correct answer. Think of what
Sigma.
Sigma is a completely different series. So you want to think about what music from these stages was different than the usual driving rock ideas of the previous Mega Man titles. One had even a bit of a salsa feel to it, despite not being a fiery stage.
Salsa Man. Macho Man.
Neither.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Neither. Jerry.
Toad Man. No. It's Toad Man.
You both are very well versed in Mega Man 4 without realizing that it's not the game I'm asking you about. Do either of you...
Macho Man was in Mega Man 4?
Gemini Man. Gemini Man.
Gemini Man is absolutely a correct answer. Do you want to... I'll give you one more guess for the extra point.
Okay, Geoff. I am ready. I am ready for the next guess.
All right. You get one more guess. Who's the other Robot Master that Harumi Fujita composed?
Napalm Man.
Needle Man. I'm looking for Needle Man. And
is it Needle Man?
It is Needle Man.
What is Needle Man? What is Needle Man?
That's the name of the guy I get my heroin from.
Needle Man is who you get Rush Jet from. And if that's what you call heroin, that's up to you, and that's a regionalism I've never heard of.
Yeah, man, I need a little bit of that Rush Jet.
That's why I was late today. Got a little bit of that Rush Jet.
I you know what? I think one day I want to sit down and look at every Rush form that are across Mega Man games and decide what drug that sounds most like. Because I feel like Rush Marine's got a little bit of an acid feel to it for me. Just a little bit. Drop a little bit of Rush Marine and see what happens. But let's move on to our last music question, and it still is Mega Man. Manami Matsume composed the music and sound effects for the original Mega Man, so she in fact was codifying the jingles, tones, and tracks that are still associated with the franchise today. The Boss Select jingle that she composed for that game carries on into future games. But amongst her many credits, she only composed for one more Mega Man game, and in fact, only one more track. What was the game that she composed, that she contributed a track for?
Buzz.
Yes.
Buzz. Mega Man 8.
It was not Mega Man 8, although that is an excellent guess because that had a lot of anniversary stuff about it and felt very contribution heavy. It was not Mega Man 8. Jerry, you want to take a stab at it?
Yeah, Mega Man 7.
It is not Mega Man 7, no.
You better not let me catch you outside that parking lot, Jerry.
What's up, man? Come at me in my Cybertruck, dude. You can't break the glass.
We all messed up on Rush Jet, bro. Rush Marine or whatever. I'm unstoppable.
You can't get off that rush cycle, can you?
I can't. I'm hooked for life, man.
Deeply unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Yes, you are safe in the Cybertruck, but are you really? And really, who's the winner in that fight?
Yeah, like 50,000 miles on a Cybertruck is like 200,000 miles in normal car miles. So like,
absolutely. In the interest of moving on, I'm going to tell you that the game was Mega Man 10, and the Robot Master was Nitro Man. So
I'm a little disappointed in myself here tonight, Geoff. I got to tell you, I'm a huge Mega Man fan, and I got my family's here watching me, and I don't know if I have a place to sleep tonight. Maybe it's in the Cybertruck. I don't know.
Maybe it's in the Cybertruck. It seems like they're really pushing that cargo bed on the back with the cover, so you will be shielded from the elements, apparently.
Absolutely. Do you want to buy one?
No. Would you like to answer some questions about portable consoles?
Absolutely. Yes.
Fantastic. Let's start some potent portables here. Of the following 3 handheld consoles, which one had the least number of official release titles according to Wikipedia? Of these 3, which had the fewest? The N-Gage, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which includes the Neo Geo Pocket, or the Atari Lynx?
Buzz.
You're each getting one guess because there's only 3 possible ones. So,
okay.
Aaron.
Neo Geo Pocket Color.
That is incorrect. Gerry, you want to get this one?
Fart.
The Atari Lynx.
That is incorrect. The N-Gage with 64
official
titles was the fewest. Funny story. This is for no points, but I just find this a great bit of trivia. The Neo Geo Pocket Color and the Atari Lynx had the same number of officially released titles, with 73.
How many?
73.
Holy shit.
So they're all pretty close to each other. And let's go to something with an even lower count, an even smaller library. The Virtual Boy, with 22 releases spread out across the regions, because no region got all of them. But one of those 22 titles was the first US release of a long-running franchise that is still enjoying success in multiple regions today. For points on either way, what was the game and what franchise did it introduce?
Buzz.
Was it
Buzzity buzz. Get fucked, Aaron. I believe
You got
it's Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis was, in fact, a Virtual Boy title, but was not the answer I'm looking for. Mario was very well established across franchises and regions at that point. These characters had never even been introduced in America before this title.
Geoff.
Yes, Aaron.
Is it Jack Bros?
It is Jack Bros. What franchise did that introduce for the bonus point?
Shin Megami Tensei?
That is correct. That is a little star next to that A right there.
Yes.
And now we're going to move on to a segment, a category I like to call It Doesn't Work That Way.
All right.
RPGs, a lot of stats. Attack, defense, magic, speed, evasion, critical hit, anything else. In the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy VI, due to a coding oversight, one of the stats did not get used at all in calculating what it's supposed to calculate, or really anything, for your characters. What stat is that?
Faith.
Correct franchise, wrong game.
Agility / speed. Whatever the word would be for speed for that game.
For speed? Okay, thank you for clarifying on that. It does not affect your speed. It does not that one.
Okay.
Stamina.
Stamina in what way? What is it supposed to affect?
It affects your health?
I think it does, and I think it works correctly. It definitely works correctly. Whatever it is, stamina works correctly. This is not what I'm looking for. To help you out a little bit, there is a related stat to it that actually covers for this stat. So, in fact, boosting that stat is the one that works is a very good idea.
Stamina. Is it?
It's not stamina, and it's not your agility or speed.
Strength.
No, it is not strength. I was trying to think of what would be the opposite of that, and it's probably magic, but no, it's not strength.
Is
The opposite of that is Aaron's little arms.
we're definitely gonna hash this out.
We are.
Hey, man, what's up?
We are on a Zoom call. We are across all sorts of things. If you're able to catch hands from wherever he is, honestly, that's the most impressive part.
Motherfucking go-go gadget stretchy arm thing
You're doing
across
great.
his face.
I'll send a Grubhub his way to knock his ass out.
Be sure to tip.
Deliver groceries, I'll deliver a beating. Geoff, is it luck?
It is not luck. You're honestly getting kind of close with your guesses.
Is it the stat that affects the ATB gauge for individual characters?
No, that would be more of an agility speed thing. It has nothing to do with the ATB.
Okay.
This does have to do with something involving damage calculation. I'm not giving you. To give you more would reveal too much, I think.
Magic.
No, it is not magic. So we've established it's not strength, it's not magic, it's not stamina, it is not agility/speed, it is not luck. What's the best way to mitigate damage?
Oh, defense.
Defense.
Even better than
Magic
that.
defense?
It's not defense. It is not.
It's not magic defense?
What's
Defense
another way?
attorney.
What's another way to...
what's what I'm looking for? It's not mitigation. Oh no!
I can't believe that neither of us know
armor.
this.
That's quite all right. You know what? I'm looking at this as just the weirdest learning opportunity for everybody. Is kind of where this is landing. The best defense, in my opinion, is don't get hit at all. But your physical evasion stat means absolutely nothing in the Super NES version. But your magic evasion covers for both. So if you're ever to raise that up to like the 255 or whatever it is, and they make it easy because they expected it to be split up, you can make a nigh unhittable character. And as a bonus, that means that the darkness status effect does nothing. It has one downside for Strago in learning lores. Otherwise, as far as evasion or anything like that, darkness doesn't do any of it because it affects physical evasion. And that means that this is the one game I can think of where the goggles, they do nothing. Because the goggles prevent darkness.
Dang it. Well, that's cool.
That's a fun one.
That's on the original like SNES version?
Original SNES version. It was corrected in later versions, and I'm almost certain in the Pixel remaster it works the way it's supposed to. But this was of the time. And speaking of older programming oversights, what move that is known in Pokemon, it's still in the mix. It's not gone away. But in its first iteration in Gen 1, red, blue, green, yellow, in practice, it did the exact opposite of what it's supposed to do. What move is it? It's a status
Tail whip.
move. Not tail whip. But before I was even saying it's a status move, you're on the right track.
Is it? Can I just list off a bunch?
I'll give you three.
Screech.
Nope.
Growl.
I'm not going to tell you yes or no. List one more.
Leer.
None of those.
Damn.
Jerry, you want to take a stab at a few of them?
Move,
Disable.
It's not disable. Disable successfully disables moves, yes. It does work a little differently in future generations, but that's just balance. This game, the message says it's doing what it's doing in whatever way that limited characters in those old Pokemon games did. But in numbers, in practice, it did the exact opposite.
Is it poison powder or like sleep powder or
No, none of the ones that
Stun
cause
spore?
status effects. Those do successfully cause status effects. We're narrowing it down,
just
though.
the ones that like decrease? Is it just the ones that like decrease stats and shit?
If
Is
it
it
decreases,
dig?
it is not
Dig?
dig. Dig, in fact, digs and does ground type damage. This is a move that if it says it boosts, it decreases. If it says it decreases, it boosts, whatever this move is. I'll give each of you a moment to think about it and one more guess apiece. You know what? I'll even help you out here. The message that it gives you is that the Pokemon that used it is getting pumped.
Oh my god. Focus energy?
Focus energy. It is supposed to quadruple your critical hit chance, and it in fact decreases it to 25%. So
Dang, okay.
anytime you're fighting Bruno in the Elite Four and his fighting type Pokemon are using focus energy, he's wasted a turn and has made himself even more useless. In future games, they changed how much it multiplied or how much it boosted, but focus energy actually did boost crit chance after that. But that was one of the many programming quirks of the first generation Pokemon. We're gonna head back to Final Fantasy for another question or two. In the original Final Fantasy on the NES, there is a critical hit stat for every weapon, but that stat does not determine the critical hit chance. This one I'm just going to take a stab or two because this is a weird one. But I just love sharing this fact with people. What actually in the programming, what determines the critical hit rate of the weapon? It's something in the programming. It's pulled from somewhere else entirely. But it makes some sense. Numbers, yes. But what numbers? Numbers, okay. Yes, very good. I'll help you out here. No weapon shares a critical hit chance with another one.
Strength?
Not strength.
Defense.
Agility?
No, it's not pulled from character stats.
Oh, okay.
The
hit?
These numbers, that's a good guess. It's not hit. Each weapon has a different critical hit chance, and it is pulled from something that is not the stat that says critical hit.
Is it the amount of numbers that's in the amount of letters that make up the word of the weapon?
I wish that were the case. That's the kind of stuff that happens in these sort of games where they don't quite have it and they pull it from something else. It is not that. What it is the index number. The list of weapons and where they are in the index. If it's the first weapon in the index, it has a critical hit chance of 1%, 2%, 3%, all the way up. So it works in a very interesting way where your weaker weapons are lower on the list because they're some of the first ones pulled up. So they do, in fact, have a low crit chance. But because they are put in differently as far as class of weapons, if you play the original Final Fantasy, you may have noticed hammers seem to have a really high critical hit chance because they are higher on the weapon index than swords.
That's kind of cool.
That's just a dumb little thing. Well, I'll skip that next question. This is our last round before we move on to our lightning round, which is, this is a category of questions I like to call Something's Missing. First question. Sega, during the 1990s, used planets as code names for their console projects. One of them even stuck as the final name with the Sega Saturn. While several of these projects did not reach completion, planets were still used for the project names. You know, the Neptune was a combination Genesis 32X unit. But one planet was not used, was never assigned as the name of a project. Because there's only 9 planets and I just gave you one of them. I'll give you each one guess as to what planet was not used.
Uranus!
That's exactly correct.
God damn it.
It was also determined or has been said in stories that the way that planet name is said in Japanese sounds a lot like the phrase "won't sell." Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. I don't speak Japanese, and I believe what I read on the internet sometimes. But let's move on to the next question. Very nicely done,
It's a beautiful combination, Geoff, of nut selling and anuses.
This is,
I believe.
You know what? I believe that would sell a lot worse than a Cybertruck. A lot worse.
I was gonna make that joke too. Dang it!
It's all right. We're working together.
You guys are taking
here.
a lot of shot at Cybertrucks, but it's clear you haven't driven one. Why don't you come on down and try one out?
Because I live in New York City and I value my life. Next question. What long-awaited feature did the Smash TV arcade cabinet receive with its version 8.0 revision?
Dual analog.
It was not dual analog, no.
Disabling coin op?
Not disabling coin op. This is something that is part of the game and something within the game that... This is...
You got rid of blood?
It did not get rid of blood, and the amount of gore remained throughout. Excellent question. Excellent guess. Those are sorts of things for some of the console ports. This was an update on the arcade cabinet. This was something that was... Arcade machines lie to us all the time to get us to put more money in to see something going on. Mortal Kombat would taunt us with Reptile, and there was a way to unlock that Reptile fight. It was difficult. It was arduous. It was arbitrary, in fact. But you could do it. Smash TV was missing something that people were looking for specifically in Smash TV that wasn't there until public
Final
outcry.
boss.
It wasn't a final boss.
Fuck.
But it definitely was something that was picked and not left out because no one's going to get that far. No one's going to find it. Think sort of mimetically about Smash TV. Big money, big prizes. They have all sorts of phrases that pop up every time you enter a new room in there. And this one has a very alluring name. And it,
man,
when you find it, it is full of flashing lights, glaring color, and a very particular kind of pickup.
Cybertruck.
It is not. The Cybertruck is not the pickup. The Cybertruck is not the. Cybertruck has nothing to do with Smash TV.
Oh, you meant pick up, like an item?
Yes, an item to pick up. There's
okay,
cash and fabulous prizes. Our fabulous home game.
Is it Extra Life? Extra Life.
It was not Extra Life. Extra Life were not the pickup in this edition. That had been missing.
A machete.
Not a machete. It's not the pickup itself. It's what it was called. It's what the area was called. It's an area.
Bonus level.
It's something akin to, but Smash TV didn't really have a bonus level. And there were certainly rooms in Smash TV where you'd go in and there was a lot of things to pick up and a lot of points to get. And then you would have to fight something at the very end of it. But this was definitely more in that style. But this is distinct and you needed enough keys to get there. And they told you that you didn't have enough keys in every previous version of the game. And people played as hard as they could and even messed with the game to try to figure out what's enough keys to get here. But it was never in the game until this revision. And now when you play Smash TV nowadays, you can get there. I, in fact, got there yesterday playing in the arcades.
The final level?
Not the final level. This has its own special name. You're on the right track. It's towards the end of the game. It's one of those sort of things. Are either of you deeply not that familiar with Smash TV?
No, not really.
I've never played the game a day in my life, Geoff.
I recommend it. It's a very fun way to drop some quarters into a game at the arcade. And it is definitely trying to get your money because it keeps promising you're almost to the Pleasure Dome.
Oh.
And they added the Pleasure Dome with the version 8 revision, where all of the pickups are just little pixelated bikini girls. And it is garish light, it is flashing, it is an eyesore. But by God, I reached the Pleasure Dome, and it was worth it.
Alexa,
it was worth it.
Buy Pleasure Dome.
And unfortunately,
Cybertruck, drive me to Pleasure Dome.
Won't you take me to Pleasure Dome? All right. Well, let's move away from Smash TV, but let's move to a familiar franchise and a fun fighting game, I'm told. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, released in 1993 on the NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis. All of them very different versions from each other, and each version featured a different turtle on the cover. I'll give you each one guess. Which brother doesn't get a cover? Because there's only 3.
Donatello. Oh, god damn
You
it.
should have spread your points out, because Donatello is on the Super NES version. Leonardo is on the NES cover, and Raphael is on the Sega Genesis, matching the red stripe on the side, leaving Michelangelo out in the cold. And
Why the fuck would they
Why
leave
would
out
they do
Mikey?
that?
He's the coolest one.
he was too busy partying and wasn't
Hey,
there
man,
for the photo
Aaron,
shoot.
you know what, dude? We've had a lot of
That's
differences on this show tonight, but one thing we can come together on, I think, is that Michelangelo got slighted, and that's not cool, man. It's not cool.
That's not cool.
I think
We gotta take this fight to
Take it to the streets.
to
Just take it to the
Konami.
yeah,
streets.
Konami. Yeah, the streets.
They need
Yep,
to
I'm
release
gonna get really.
the Game Boy version that I'm not even sure was ever in development, but would be the most sensible thing at the time, and like put Michelangelo on the cover. Come on.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm going to go out in my yard after this, and I'm going to scream at my neighbor. This is absolutely insane.
One of the most
gonna get
successful ways to
extremely
get
depressed,
change in this world, I'm certain.
I'm gonna get really sad about this later. I'm gonna eat a whole tub of ice cream and do some aqua jet or whatever the fuck, and then pass out. Rush jet.
You know, that's which one would be a bomb?
You know what?
Like,
I'm with you. I think we can share the depression. I'm probably just going to go into my Cybertruck and masturbate furiously and just call it a night. That's going to be my thing. And then I will yell at my neighbor and be like, why the fuck didn't they put Michelangelo in?
You bust out of your Cybertruck like butt naked. Why did they put Mikey? Whatever.
Bust a nut in your busted truck. Bust a drum of everyone nearby.
Oh God. Oh,
I have to ask. I you know what? I haven't fully read up the brochures on the Cybertruck, but this feels very in line with the ethos of the people behind it. Are there masturbation-friendly features in the Cybertruck?
Absolutely, Geoff.
I hope so.
If you want to come on down, you can test drive one. You can take one out. You can masturbate in it all you want. Those windows are
take one out, rub one out.
Exactly. The world.
Let me know when it's
oyster.
take one, rub one weekend, and I just might.
Take one, rub
buy
one,
get one, rub one.
Yeah, we just had that at Chili's just the other day.
Man, they're doing it for 4th of July too. I thought it was just Memorial Day.
People are cranking down at Chili's now?
The whole time. It's those endless apps.
It gets hot up there, and sometimes you just have to. Why do you think they call them jalapeno poppers?
That's
Happy Pride, everybody. I say in July. So, speaking of things that are preventing, things that are missing, what is preventing anyone from finishing the first X-Men game if they're playing it on the Sega Nomad? There is something that stops them.
Juggernaut. I don't know.
It is not the Juggernaut, no. Juggernaut.
Is it Deadpool?
It is not Deadpool. It is not any character. It is, in fact, I would say a quirk of hardware.
Oh,
no saves.
Good guess, but no. This is... X-Men is notable for a little bit of fourth wall breaking metagaming that didn't quite... When you know what they're trying to tell you, it makes sense. But it's a very Metal Gear Solid the frequencies on the back of the CD case and you had a CD case item kind of thing. There was something wrong with the danger room and you needed to fix it. Why can't you fix it on the Sega Nomad?
Is it because Nintendo don't do what Sega does?
I mean, that is absolutely true, but that has nothing to do with the plight of mutants.
Did it have to do with some of the buttons that are on the actual Sega Genesis that aren't on the Nomad?
That is correct. That is
the reset button, possibly?
Exactly, the reset button.
Yeah.
You needed to reset the computer, and it told you to do so. You needed to tap, not hold down, tap the reset button on your Sega Genesis, and it would move you to the final level. But there is no reset button on the Sega Nomad. There are, in fact, hardware mods that you can buy online now to put a reset button on your Sega Nomad so you can get through this one challenge in this one game. Because that is what the internet and gaming is about. Now,
that's beautiful.
We're gonna wrap this segment up with 2 questions about Doom. And remember, this segment, this next one is the last one of the something's missing. Doom may run on everything, but how much of Doom will it run? Textures, soundtrack, and slowdown. Let's throw that all out of the equation. We can argue about what's important in a Doom title forever. It's one of the joys of it. What's the best port? What's the worst port? Things are there or not there. Which official home console port of Doom has the fewest of the original 27 levels from PC Doom's first 3 episodes?
Buzz!
Yes.
Buzzing it in.
What is it?
32X.
That is exactly correct, Gerry. I'll give you a steelbook if you can tell me. I'll give you a margin of error of 1. How many levels does it have?
32.
Of the original 27 levels, it has 32 levels.
I think I might have information that you don't, but
I think you're reading
24.
I think you're reading the console that the game is in. 32. Okay. No, it has.
You're absolutely right. 24.
Yeah, 32X, 32 times levels.
32 times levels. Yeah.
30 Doom X.
Obviously, and if you've
64.
got a 32X, that says something about a lot of things. And it has 17 levels. It is
numbers
missing
on the system,
the entire third episode.
There's numbers on the system. Geoff, I want to guess 10.
17.
10
I just told you the answer. It's 17 levels.
Oh.
We were too lost in the bits. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're finding our groove. We're finding our groove. Now let's just as a bit of fun, because there was some fun talk about Doom on a recent Retro Rehab, I believe, and several console ports were developed for Doom in the early 90s, built on the runaway success of the PC version. Many of them were built on the Next Step platform, which, in fact, a lot of the programming was done by John Carmack himself. The first of these ports, it was coded by John Carmack himself, but which console was this port for?
Super Nintendo.
Not Super Nintendo.
Atari Jaguar.
Bingo.
Hell yeah.
It was the Jaguar. And in fact, that Jaguar port was the basis for most of the other console releases. But one of them, even the Game Boy Advance release was built off of the Jaguar port. Yeah. But one of the systems was built on its own engine entirely. Let's let this be its own question. Which console?
On its own.
I'll let you take one guess on that one. Virtual Boy did not have a official Doom release. No.
Game Boy Advance.
I said the Game Boy Advance used Next Step. The SNES used the Reality Engine.
I also just said the SNES.
You did also, and I'm not going to do points for anybody because you both kind of got that. You both kind of got to that one, so we'll just zero that one out. That's, the SNES, the really, frankly, just a tech demo for showing you could run Doom on an SNES, starting a long legacy of, but can it run Doom? Yeah, no, the SNES did not use Next Step, but the Game Boy Advance, the PlayStation, the Saturn was built off of the build on the PlayStation, which was built on the Jaguar version. The 3DO version, developed in just 10 weeks, was built almost wholesale off of it. So despite not having any music, the Jaguar port is very important in the history of Doom.
That's so weird.
Right?
No music at all?
No.
Like just sound effects and everything else, just no music?
I think it was just sound effects, yeah. That one I've yet to experience myself. But I actually, 17 levels in all. The 32X version is the version I have in my home, so I don't know what that says about me. It says I need to collect better games. So, all of that out of the way, we've taken the long road to the lightning round. Yeah, after the fact, we can edit this. Let's do this. So what we're gonna do is get something to write down your answers, because I'm gonna rapid fire through these, and all of the answers are going to be numbers, and the point will be awarded to the closest answer. And in certain cases, I'm gonna institute Price is Right rules, closest without going over. Those are gonna be typically for the larger numbers, but otherwise, closest gets the point. Or in a case where you're equidistant, lower without going over idea. So there's going to be a good handful of questions. I had a lot of fun researching these. And I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to wait maybe 3 seconds, and I'm going to ask the next one. And we'll go through it. And if you want to hear it again.
Putting numbers down.
It's the answers are only numbers. Some of them large, some of them small. But they're all a little arbitrary and esoteric about things. So you're not the thing is, if you happen to know the exact number here, I'm going to be very impressed. But you're not supposed to. This is like guessing the number of beans in the jar, So
this is where I'm going to wow the audience. This is my time.
I'm ready.
And won't it be wowing? So
finally, Jerry's time.
So we're gonna start off with a little bit of the handhelds. How many AA batteries does the Game Gear need to run? How many AA batteries does the Sega Nomad need to operate? Finally, of these three, how many AA batteries do you need for your Atari Lynx to turn on and play games? A perfect game of Pac-Man is 256 stages of eating every dot, eating every ghost, every Energizer pellet, and eating every piece of fruit that comes through. How many points does a player achieve if they have scored a perfect game of Pac-Man? Following up on that, Pac-Man only has the one maze. How many dots are in that maze? I will accept just the small dots or with the Energizers. What is the earliest storyline year in which a Castlevania game takes place? Across any of the storylines that Konami calls official, what is the earliest year in which one takes place? Here's a little Triforce of questions, all about the original Legend of Zelda, and all about the overworld. How many rupees can you gain by burning bushes, bombing rocks, and otherwise uncovering all the secrets in the overworld? By the same token, how many rupees will you end up paying in door repair costs engaging in that same wanton behavior in every space of the overworld? The other fun thing you can find on the overworld are shops. Sometimes with crucial items, sometimes with just something to help you out. If you were allowed to buy duplicates and you bought one of everything from every item shop in the overworld, so you can get, if there's a magical shield there, you can buy it. You go to another one, magical shield, you can get it. If you bought one of everything in all the shops in the overworld, how many rupees would you end up spending? Last 3 questions. How many demo discs did official PlayStation Magazine release? That's both PS1 and PS2. PS3 never had demo discs. In Metal Gear Solid, you can unlock a digital camera, and you can take pictures and find ghosts. How many secret ghosts are there in the original Metal Gear Solid? Sonic & Knuckles was notable for its lock-on technology, adding Knuckles to Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. If you locked on Sonic 1, rather than getting Knuckles in a game, you would unlock every possible stage of Blue Sphere, the Sonic 3 special stage, that could be generated. How many stages of Blue Sphere can you access by locking on Sonic 1 to Sonic & Knuckles? All right, I'm going to give each of you, if you want one question repeated, or do you feel confident in your answers?
Very confident, Geoff.
Fantastic,
I'm
Gerry.
here to win.
I know you are. I know you are. Aaron?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm good.
Well,
Let's do this thing.
Then let's check our answers. So, how many AA batteries does the Sega Game Gear need? Gerry?
6.
Aaron?
4.
Answer is 6. How many AA batteries does the Sega Nomad need? Gerry?
8.
Aaron?
6.
It is in fact 6. That's one for Aaron. How many
Okay, cool.
How many AA batteries does the Atari Lynx need? Gerry?
4.
Aaron?
3.
The answer is, again, 6. So that's one for Gerry, because 4 is closer than 3.
Holy shit.
All 3 of them. I'm not going to
666.
666. I'm not going to quibble about how many hours of gameplay you get out of those 18 AA batteries, but it's not going to be a full day. Now, how many points can you score in a perfect game of Pac-Man?
It wouldn't be a full shit.
It would not. Depending on the day, depending upon the night you had before, depending upon how many Cybertrucks you end up selling or how you do on your child support. You need that. You need that support of being able to play an entire game of Sonic Triple Trouble.
I need this.
By God. But notwithstanding, let's get through this so we can all do our best here. How many points can you score in a perfect game of Pac-Man, Gerry?
75,000.
75,000. All right. Aaron?
999,000.
999,000. Well, all right. Gerry said 75,000. Aaron said 999,000. The actual answer is 3,333,360, which means Aaron gets the point.
What?
Yes.
3,333,360. So that is, yeah, it's a lot. Well, how many dots are there in Pac-Man's maze, Gerry?
100.
100. Aaron?
130.
130. Actual answer is 244. 240 small, 4 power pellets. One for Aaron. Aaron, what is the earliest storyline year in which a Castlevania title takes place?
1710.
1710. Gerry?
1890?
1890, 1710? 1094, the end of the 11th century. For Castlevania Lament of Innocence, Leon Belmont swearing to hunt the night.
That's when my dad was born.
I mean, it's what time some people I know were born as well. But I don't know about years.
1890.
1890.
They're fucking lassoing track like, yeah!
Yahoo!
That's around when Castle...
Cowboy.
Well, I mean, that's around when Bram Stoker's Dracula was set, which is why we can go, yeah, there's an actual fucking cowboy in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Fuck yeah.
Personally, I'm
That's
a very big
awesome.
fan of Dracula Daily, so I love getting to know these things. All right, so let's do our rupee questions. How many rupees can you get from all of the secret moblins? It's a secret to everybody. Jerry, what'd you put down?
50.
Aaron?
550.
I feel like I should give you a bonus point because that's precisely correct. 550
Holy
rupees.
Hell yeah.
There are, I believe, 17 locations throughout the game. The second quest is a different amount. This is all first quest questions. And yeah, there's 300s, and then the other ones add up to 350 in increments of 30 and 10. How many rupees will you pay in door repair
Aaron?
costs? That's very impressive. I'm very impressed on that one. Jerry, how much will you pay in door repair costs?
12.
12. Okay. Aaron?
400.
400. Neither of you are close, but Jerry's closer because it's 180. There are 9 crotchety old men who want 20 rupees from you because you blew up their door. That's 180
Fuck, I
rupees.
knew I should have picked 13.
$1, $2, you asshole. That genuinely is that's throwing hands words. All right, so if you bought one of everything from the item shop, Aaron, how many rupees would you be spending?
6,000 rupees, Geoff.
6,000 rupees. All right. Jerry, how many would you be spending?
Gonna go with a nice smooth 1,200 rupees, Geoff.
The actual amount is 2,770, so that is another one for Jerry, both without going over and closer. Nicely done, Jerry. How many demo discs did Official PlayStation Magazine release, Aaron?
43, Geoff.
43, very good. I think I have issue 43. Jerry?
148.
This one I might have to do a little math on. You said 148, and you said 43?
Yep.
The actual answer is 112, so that is another point for Jerry.
my dick.
I've decided only equidistant is without going over, so that I will give you that one.
Damn it.
Jerry, how many secret ghosts can you find with the camera in Metal Gear Solid?
25.
25. Aaron, your answer.
23.
Is that what you had wrote down, or you just say that now?
Yeah, it's 23.
You just changed it, dude.
No, I didn't. It's right there.
Phones up, so we
You're
can
right.
see this shit.
I mean, yeah, we
phones
should
up.
have done like I really should have done like take a screenshot and like send it to me, like text it to me. That's the next time we do this. If we ever do another one of these, show me, let me see what that next one is after that. So we got 43, 23,
It might not.
23, and 9 is your
It's
last
too
answer.
Close.
Am I having a fucking
Yeah,
stroke?
9 is my last one.
No, the webcams
Yeah,
are
9
just
is
bad
the
at this
last
stuff.
one.
We don't have great equipment. But the actual answer is 42, so Jerry actually gets the point on that one.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm eating that good craft dinner tonight.
There you go. It's good craft dinner. So, all right. I think Aaron said 9 for the last answer to this question of how many stages of Blue Sphere can you
Yep.
access?
Yep.
Jerry, how many stages of Blue Sphere can you access?
9.
Did you also write 9? I'm going to call this nobodies because the way that these stages are created, they're actually sort of randomly generated. There is a regular order to them, but it is sort of piecing together some math and putting it together, and you run through every permutation that can happen. And so the amount of distinct level layouts that you will end up running through if you play all of them is 128 billion. No, million, sorry, 128 million, 16,000. But you will actually end up playing 134,217,728 levels, or 2 to the 27th power numbers of stages of Blue Sphere. But remember, if you get every sphere in every ring and get a perfect, you skip 10 levels. So that might cut down your playtime just a little bit.
That's how much I owe in child support, Geoff.
Sounds about
That's why
right.
I need this win.
Aaron, sounds about right. So I'm gonna look at points for a second here with my very slow mouse for a moment. Let's see. Jerry's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9, 10, 11. Currently, going into our final round, Jerry has 11 points, and Aaron has 12 points. So, we seem to be in a really prime place to do a nice final round for all the marbles. I'm going to give you a 1-minute timer, and I want you to wager something for me here. I want you to wager how many Sega CD cases you're going to buy for me by the time you're done with this, because those things break so fast, and I've got a collection to upkeep here. Remember, you got 11 points, you got 12 points. Got some steelbooks in there.
What was the question? One more time. I want to make sure I heard you right.
Oh no, this isn't the actual question.
We're wagering, Aaron. Keep up.
How
We're
many Sega CD cases are you buying for me? Because I recently picked up Slam City with Scottie Pippen, and it was just the discs, but
Geoff,
it's 4 discs.
May I wager something else?
You may.
That
You
may
may.
be of equal value. Okay.
All right.
If you say Cybertruck, I'm gonna fucking scream.
What have you got?
Okay. Geoff,
Yeah.
I will wager
Yeah.
a new to you Cybertruck with only 2 stains on the front seat. 2 stains.
Are they in the same seat?
You bet they are.
Driver or passenger side?
On the driver.
I mean, my wife prefers to drive, so that really isn't going to affect me very much. However, I do live in New York City, and I am actually in the process of selling my car because I don't want to drive it anymore. That's about as useful to me as a game com.
Geoff, I would like to wager this Golden Girls arcade stick.
Now we're talking. That is a wonderful thing to wager.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Down to front and low punch again. Well, anyway, I think we've wagered everything that is of use and value to us. So I'm going to set a 1-minute timer. And here's the question. Here's the thing. The PlayStation, with CD technology, everyone got excited about everything they could store on it. They stored so many things on it. Some games were more than 1 disc. Some of them had all the way up to 5 discs even in a single title. I want you, in 1 minute, to name as many games on the PS1 as possible. Bonus points for multi-disc, and I am going to score the most discs, not the most games. So, with that in mind, 1 minute on the clock now. I was going to say something like you have until I finish singing the Pokemon theme song or something along those lines, but I figure, you know, like the second verse of the Pokemon theme song. No one ever talks about that. Everyone knows they want to be the very best, but no one talks about every challenge along the way. Because I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. And you got 30 seconds. And you know, it's really not the same to sing it a cappella, but it really is one of my favorite theme songs. And it's only contrasted by how much I loathe the original Poké Rap. Like, it was catchy, but not really. It named all the Pokemon, but was it really a rap? Greater minds and funnier minds have dealt with that than me, so I'll just simply say, time's up. All right. So, does this have a chat function? What do we?
It sure does, Geoff.
Fantastic. I'm trying to think of the best way to be like, or take a picture and send it to Discord. Send it to the Discord chat that we've got right now.
You got it, Geoff. Anything for you, Geoff.
I both appreciate and I'm very trepidatious about your enthusiasm.
And I need this money, Geoff.
I know. All right.
Me too, Jerry. Me too. Some might say even more than you. Some might say that.
Some might say it, but like they're wrong and stuff because they don't know me and my stuff.
All right, so we're gonna take a moment here.
Legend of Lego.
It's Legaia. It's pronounced Legaia.
I'm not even sure. Breath of Fire. 3. All right, for the PlayStation. There we go. How many discs was that? I had a list of how many of. Here's I have a deeply incomplete list of games that have the most. Oh, come on. Really gonna. I think part of that is because these are all the domestic releases. Well, let's go. We've got...
Geoff, I am sweating profusely waiting for the answer, Geoff.
I know.
I need this money more than I need a hole in the head. Or in the arm. Or leg.
Well,
that's where the drugs go.
Well, Aaron, I'll calculate yours first then. So, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, both of you put that down, which is a total of 11 discs already. The Legend of Chrono Cross is another 2, so that's 13. No one can stop Mr. Domino, that's true, but he's only got 1 disc, so that's 14. The, let's see, Lunar, we have Silver Star Story Complete is another 2, so that is, wow, I'm getting my own thing, so it's 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 3 for 2, so 17, 18, 19. Xenogears is 2 discs, so 20, 21. And The Legend of Dragoon is, I believe, 2 discs as well. No, it's 4 discs. So that's, I just saw this 2 pop up. So that gets you to 27, I believe. All right, fantastic. So now we've got, so it's 27 for Aaron. I'm going to make a mark there because I'm doing a poorer job of remembering numbers than I realized. So what we've got here, we've got Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. That's going to be 11 discs right there. Chrono Cross, it's another 2 discs. That's 13. Legend of Dragoon is 4 discs as established. So yeah, 11, 13, 17. Legend of Mana, I believe, was only 1 disc?
1 disc, Geoff.
Hey,
good game.
Every disc counts, Geoff.
Every disc counts, absolutely. Yeah, Legend of Mana is 1 disc, so yeah. 11, 13, 17, 18 there, so we're on 18. Legend of Legaia.
2 discer.
That is, in fact, a 2-discer, yes. So that is 20. Police Knots. I can't remember if that's 1 or 2. Police. I'm not.
I might be fucked here, Geoff.
You might be. Or, I mean, I'm just agreeing with you. So that's another 2 discs. How many are we up to now? So 11, 13, 15, 19, 20, 22. So I got 22, and then our Breath of Fire 3 and Breath of Fire 4 on 22 right now. Fire 3 is... Show me that picture there. No, that is not what you're showing me, Internet. Stop that. Breath of Fire 3 is 3 discs, it seems. So it's 25. And And so 25. Breath of Fire 4 is going to be 2 discs. So that is 27 as well.
Is that a tie?
That is a tie. So I think the way we're going to break this is who put up the fewest titles. So Gerry put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 titles. Aaron, you put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means, Aaron, you are the winner of our final round. You are the winner of the Golden Girls arcade stick. You are the winner of the last few Sega CD cases I've got here. You are the winner of the 13-inch combo TV VCR. You are not the winner of our fine home game. Gerry gets to go home with that, as well as 3 moon shoes. They're all size 8 men's. I don't know why there's 3 of them, but they do all seem to work. It's 2 left feet and a right foot. You are also the winner of a...
Put them on my hands.
Fantastic, fantastic. Your other hand can hold this Legends of the Hidden Temple themed pogo stick that we also have in the back somewhere. Aaron, you are also the winner of all of the fine disc cleaning turtle wax that we have got. And also the keys to what appear to be
Geoff.
a charred Cybertruck. I can't find the truck, but you can have the charred keys.
Wait.
You don't,
I don't want that.
you don't get the truck. You just
I'll
get the
take everything
keys.
else but
The truck doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay, cool. I could use those for chiseling. I think.
You might be able to
whittling?
sell the keys as a promise of a Cybertruck to someone who wants it and finally pay that child support.
I need those keys, please.
Oh, yes.
I need those
No
keys.
more debt for me.
Are you willing to trade those 3 moon shoes and the pogo stick and our fabulous home game for those keys?
Oh,
You can also-
fuck no. Fuck no.
What about your steelbook points?
No. I as of today, I am gonna give up as a Cybertruck salesman.
That's-
I feel like I've lived the dream long enough, and today it comes crumbling down.
Well, frankly, I think we've all grown a little bit, some more than others, and we have many fine steelbooks to
when did you
display
start?
on our shelves, amongst other trophies of triumphs,
I'm gonna
tribulations.
put them right there. On
First thing on the wall.
that
I love
right
it.
there.
Fantastic.
That's not a wall. It's not, is it? You think it's a wall? It's not a wall.
It's,
Is it a
it's
sideways
the
ceiling?
floor. He's recording on the ceiling.
Have you been working in an endless void and expanse this entire time? Or
I don't
do
know
you live in a
where
kill screen?
The producers of the show put me in this. I don't even know where I am, dude.
And I promise that the producers will be there soon to let you out. But speaking of kill screens, it sounds like we've hit a little bit of score overflow here at Retro Party Night, or whatever we're calling this right now. So until next time, I'm Geoff Moonen. Insert point to continue. Good night, everybody. How the fuck do I get out of here?